Hello, and welcome to the Danzen Museum Record, a video record of the Danzen Museum. I am Cluug, Moins, Psychedelic historian. We have with us inventor Danzen to take us through the second item he would like to show in the Danzen Museum. Welcome, inventor Danzen. Thanks, Cluug. Yeah, let's just go into Danzen at danzen.com. Click. We're here at the map, and to get in, we can click the Kropotnik conveyor. We're exploring the 90s at the moment, so we'll bring up the 90s. The first one we looked at was A Lady with Brooch, a Mustache Mystery. And now let's have a look at WordWarp. WordWarp, the anagram tool. Ooh, look at that. All right, so what happens with WordWarp? Oh, you have to follow along, follow the spiral to the center and click, and then drag the tiles, and you can add things, and then we're going to WordWarp animals. Oh, look at those colors. Amazing. So the idea behind this is there's a menu of with a theme, and the idea behind it was that any website owner at the time, it was sort of like syndicated interactive content, any website owner could get their version of WordWarp. They would leave a text file in the same directory with a bunch of things. So if they were a James Bond site or something, they could put a whole bunch of James Bond characters in here, and we could anagram those, and it would show up in this list. So we ran this for a while and went through a series of different themes and ended up with animals as being the last one. So you would press, and now this was the first time that people could drag things on the internet. Danzen, me, has come from, or I did come from a CD-ROM building background. So in Director, this is made in Director. And I went to the Shockwave conference where they first launched CD-ROM type content online. They showed us, hey, we've got this Shockwave plugin for browsers. And that means you can take similar content that we've been doing in CD-ROMs and move them onto the internet, because prior to that there had been no dragging on the internet. You could not do, nobody had seen anything like this. Heel, pant heel, sort of like an elephant, isn't it? Like the heel of a, or the pants, or the trunk sort of thing. Pant heel, yes. So then if you like it, you can hit add to list, and it did a bit of coding, or I did a bit of coding to make that line up there like that and add it to the list. Or you could type in your own at any time in there as well. So isn't that great? And I went to the conference, and the next day I was home, which was probably the Monday. I had this up and running on a website. So it very well could be like it was the next day after the first time this was demonstrated to the public. I had this up online as a draggable content. Very cool. So this is WordWarp. Now we had just finished a crossword, unfortunately, for Webster's dictionary, and that crossword again for Syndicate was a web features sort of idea. This fellow Wayne McPhail had this idea to syndicate content like that. So got involved a little bit in that, made 14,000 bucks, and then split in two sort of thing. So it looked like it could pay out. What happened with this is eventually it just it sort of backfired on things. I tried to sell a mystery to Microsoft, and then Microsoft came along and said, well, actually, you know, great, we paid for a little bit, but now actually we've got the eyeballs, so we can put your mystery on the site and you can get money with advertising. And then it just got even worse. It's like, we've got the eyeballs and we'll charge you to put your content on this site, and you can still try and make money with advertising, but we're charging you to put, so here we've got the syndicated content, but nobody, you know, it's sort of like, oh, we have to pay people to put it on. It's like totally backwards, but oh well, what can you do? So those are some of the stories from early Danzen Museum time. Thanks for having me in here to talk about them, Clug. Well, that's no problem, inventor Danzen. Yes, and welcome. We look forward to seeing the next one. Can't wait. All of these stories coming along. Have a great evening, you listeners out there, for the Danzen Museum record. Bloop, bloop.